Okay, so she's asleep. Just rule number one. Just remember, Solo, you didn't want to go out last time. Do you want to go now? Look at him galloping. You want to go now? All right, let's do this. Go on. Nope. Now he said he want to row. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some coffee. And I know y'all like, Mona, you breastfeeding, you're not supposed to drink too much coffee. I know, ladies, I know. But I still need a pick-me-upper. It's a little bit late in the afternoon, but this is one of the coffee mugs my sister-in-law did. I really like this one. My husband got this for his birthday. Should I do this coffee mug, or should I do the Keep Calm Carry On? I think I should. I don't know. I think I'll do this one. I like this. Okay, so let's see. We got the French vanilla. And another thing too, y'all, I love like the iced coffees. I love them. I don't know how much I like it so much in the cold weather. I do not like cold weather. Cold weather to me is only good if you're bunned up, honey. So it was always good to me because I be bunned up with my boo. And I guess it's, this will be the first winter with Symphony. And that's why I'm really overprotective, because around this area, everybody's catching colds or whatever like that because, the weather. And the last thing I want to deal with is a sick infant. But I've been bundling her up and doing what I got to do. So we got the coffee. Let's go upstairs. I'm going to try to keep quiet, not too loud, because when she hears my voice, she's just like, come and get me too. So she's over there sleeping. Okay, let me put this right here. So today's a nice day today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack that right there. What I'm going to do is try to get out today. And excuse my hair, y'all. And I'm going to, what the heck? I'm going to try to get out today and go for a nice walk. Sometimes when we're dealing with so much, we deprive ourselves from going out and doing stuff, like going for a walk or, to a movie or something. We feel like, because that particular person isn't around, I shouldn't do nothing. I told y'all last time when me and my mother, we went to prayer night. After prayer night, this was like probably about 10 o'clock at night. We went to go see that movie called The Prayer Room. And that really blessed my soul. It really did. I was glad that we went. And, yeah. So, yeah. So, again, the reason why, like I said this morning, I end up missing church service. Usually we go to the 8:15 service. But I didn't get up, y'all, until like 11 something. So not only did we miss the 8:15 service, we missed all the rest of the services too that was coming down. So I have to make sure next Sunday that when that alarm goes off, no matter what, I need to get up. I have to start doing things in such a way to be ahead of the game, like not waiting till the last minute to pump or just all of that, So I think today what I'm going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to see some sunlight and get out there and enjoy this Sunday or whatever, because, I have been just waiting and contemplating and, of course, praying and anticipating. And sometimes, you know, the Lord just wants us to enjoy our day and not stress out about, you know, what's going to happen tomorrow. And, you know, he just wants us to just live in the moment, live in the now, instead of worrying about, you know, the next hour. You know what I mean? Because one thing I say all the time is that one moment can change the remainder of your life. And it really can. It can lead you down. It can change the moment of your life. It can lead you down a different path. I mean, you just never know. I mean, y'all understand this. I mean, when you look back at your life, have you ever made decisions that really impacted on your move of where you are now? That one decision, even if it meant like you accepting God and accepting Jesus Christ as your Savior, like that particular moment just changed the whole course of your life, and even after this life here. So I have to daily remind myself, like, Mona, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and not to fret so much about, you know, what's going to happen, and, you know, like how we're going to have the means to do this and do that. Because like I said, I see what God is doing. He hasn't forgotten us, and He's blessing us, and you know, we're in good health. The lights are still on. The water's running. We have food to eat. We still got a good church home that we're going to. And, you know, the enemy sometimes will have you thinking like, where you going to go now? How you going to get a place? What about the job? What about the funds? Who's going to take care of your baby? Do you think maybe the reason why he left, he got another woman? You know, after everything I went through, was it even worth it? You know, like the enemy would try to mess with you. And so you have to daily just remind yourself that, you know, that it's a reason behind this, you know. And everybody says, you know, God doesn't put too much on you that you can't bear, and He will not allow the enemy to touch certain things, you know. So I'm believing in that. Okay, I think that's it. So let's go in here, see what I can do about some makeup. So that's what I'm believing. Making sure to, hold on. She over here sleeping like Sleeping Beauty. You see her over there on the bed. So, let's see. Sorry, y'all, I gotta... I don't think that's gonna be good. Y'all know I'm sitting up here trying to figure out how I'm gonna put this stuff. Okay, let's put it right here. Let's put it right here. Yeah. So I've decided, let me just go ahead and enjoy today. And I'm gonna tell you something too. Like, I've been really like not just enjoying my days, but I've been trying to like really but really look for certain signs, hearing His voice, and just looking around to see what type of directions. Because I figure, like, if you're in a room, I mean, of course you can't move if it doesn't have anything but four walls. But if God creates a door or a window, that's your chance to get out. You know, so I'm really praying and asking God to just give me direction on which way He wants me to move this family and how to do it, and, you know, not going off of my own fleshly thing. Because sometimes, y'all, we can end up moving when God is not telling us to move, or we can end up making decisions when He hasn't told. Is the time still going? Yep. We can end up making decisions when He's not telling us to do that right now. So So that's where I am. Is just trying to just wait and see what he says and how he wants me to go about this, because I ain't got time to be looking back, because some of us will end up making decisions in our life and then look back and be like, why did I do that? But then we'll think like, well, Lord, didn't you tell us to do that? And he's like, I never told you to make that move. You went ahead and made that move. I believe that every move that we do make, whether it's a left or a right, is going to end up in a result. But I'm searching for the right results. I'm searching for God's results. Like, I have no room right now for error. So I am truly trying to make sure that these are the footsteps, like my path is straight. Like, this is the path that God has given me. So, and this is the way he wants me to go. Because I can easily just try to, well, no, it's not that easy, but trying to get everything and dump everything all over the place. But that's not what God is wanting me to do. So I'm like, all right, Lord, so what is it that you want me to do? So I'm just diligently listening and anticipating. I ain't gonna lie, I'm just like, oh, what's up? Like, not even what's up, but y'all know how it is. When you ask your parent, remember when you were young, you asked your parent for something, you kept coming back, and they never forgot about it. But you just keep coming back. Mom, did you remember? Mom, did you remember? So that's how I am with the Lord. And I know I need to be patient. I know I need to be wait. But the word also says is that be persistent as well. And I know that the Lord is definitely moving. I'm continuing on praying for my husband, my in-laws, and just everything. I'm even praying for, like I said, my animals. I'm praying for Solo and Faith and, just her crew and everything like that. And just asking God, like, where do I go from here? And I'm sure that you ladies and fellas are also asking the same thing. So last night I went on YouTube and I'm all looking up different things like testimonies. And there was some testimonies, like life and death, near experiences and stuff like that. And I've looked those things up. But there was one lady on there, and I think she lost her business, and she was giving God the glory and the praise. And I was like, okay. But I started to look, and I said, there's really not a lot. Because when I look back at what God has done for me, I remember, y'all, when my last house, I just never, I was roommating and, I remember there was a hole in my, I'm going to say it was like a study area. It was like a hole that you could see on the outside. And every time it rained, it would come in. And I was dating somebody who really didn't care. And I'm like, Lord, what am I going to do? It's getting cold out here. And, when I would call for people to try to see how much it was going to cost, first of all, I was really working under budget and holding this mortgage for so long. Anywho, the Lord ended up blessing me with the funds and ended up finding a crew. The guy came in. These were Spanish brothers. They came in. He said, I do the whole thing. First of all, everybody else was like 5,000. I was like, I can't do. I don't have. Like, what am I going to do? And this guy came in with his crew. And then he said, all of this. I do a brand new ceiling for you. I'm going to snatch up the roof, put a new one down. All of this, $1,300. I was like, what? So they got me in real good. Real good. And then there was a time when I needed to get some step work done. And I wanted to put a new fence around that house. What is a long and Foster fence or whatever it's called. They wanted to charge like maybe $3,500, $4,000 for this fence. And I was like, what? I can't do it. But, I ain't gonna lie, to my Spanish connection, they came through and was like, all of this for you, we do for $950. And he had a cousin that knew how to do the steps. Y'all, they came through like a whirlwind and remember Long and Foster was charging all this money, but he worked for them, which he had the fence from them. So when they showed up, it said Long and Foster, and bam, I had a new fence, I had steps and everything. So that was just something how God, I remember when he worked in my life and how he had He made a way when everybody else was like, no. It was a time where I remember when I had got my house around that time, and then all of a sudden I got let go from my job. And I remember writing the Lord a letter, and I burnt that letter up in the backyard as to, Lord, this is what I'm going to do because I need help right now. And immediately, I didn't even have time to even go on unemployment because I had ended up getting a new position. So I look back at things like that, and I'm like, wow, I remember when I went through horrible relationships, and then I met my husband, and I was just like, God, like, you just sending so many things. I remember, ladies, when I thought that I could not carry full term because baby Hines went on to be with the Lord. Harmony went on to be with the Lord. Melody went on to be with the Lord. So I just felt less than a woman. Like, is this going to happen for me? I felt like the enemy was laughing at me. I felt like so-called family members were talking about me. So-called friends was just waiting to see my ruin. I ended up getting rid of a lot of old friends because I just knew that their hearts were not with me. But I'm sorry, y'all, I'm looking at your time. But God made a way. He made a way out of no way. So the same God that is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, is he going to leave me right now? No, I can't believe that. Is he going to take me to the point where I'm going to be out on the streets with nothing? I don't believe it. I can't believe it. Not my God. Not Jehovah Jireh, not my God. Like, I just feel like I came too far. And you've came too far for him to be like, you on your own. Like, no, I do believe that in certain things we go through in our life, we are being tested, y'all. We are. And everybody has their own particular, their own cross that they have to bear. They have their own cross that they have to bear. And it doesn't matter what age you are. You can be 20 years old, 19, or 35, or 60 years old. It doesn't matter. But God gives you have your own cross that you have to bear. Some things I go through, I may look at somebody else and be like, dang. You know, I remember being on the forum, and a lady, she lost 10 babies. There were 10 sets of prints of babies that went on to be with the Lord. Now, I'm looking like I couldn't go through that. But she may have a wonderful marriage and this, that, and the third. She may be looking at me like, dang, I couldn't go through that. So it's like everybody has their own cross that they have to bear. Like, I just had friends that I love dearly, basically let me know that, they're going through things in their life where they contracted HIV through a blood transfusion. And I'm like, I was thinking about, I've been whining about my whole situation. And I know that's a devastating blow to get that news and, have to, I guess this person was feeling like, other people would be judging. And I'm like, girl, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is 2015. Girl, take you some pills, take care of yourself, and keep your eyes on the Lord. But I realized, everybody has their own personal thing that they're going through. Somebody may have found out they have cancer. Somebody may have lost a loved one. Somebody could be going through so much. But I will always say this. What is the worst? Let me keep looking at this time. What is the worst thing a person can go through? I mean, think about this. What is the worst thing a person can go through? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think about it. Me personally, I think the worst thing that a person could go through is go to hell. Because when you're in hell, that's it. You're done. That's it. It's over. There is no coming back from that. I cannot be anywhere without God. I can't. I gotta have him in my life. I gotta have him. I am so at peace knowing. Let me check on her real quick. Hold on. I always check to see where she breathes. I'm so at peace knowing that God is with me. That if my husband steps out, my mama, my daddy, my friends, anyone, if everybody is gone, I am so at peace knowing that God sees me. If his eyes are on the sparrow, I know his eyes are on me. He sees me and he loves me and he says he will never leave me, nor will he forsake me. And I love that about God, and I can't be in a place without him. I can't. So in my situation and what I'm going through, I want to look back and say, you know what, I remember that. And I remember when I thought, Lord, how am I going to get out of this? I remember a lot of things I went through. I was just like, Lord, now how you going to get me out of this one, Father? Or, Lord, could you show me how to get out of this? And I'm crying and crying and crying. And the Lord is just like, the Lord is just there. And I have to daily remind myself, not just, of course, when I get down on my knees and pray in the scriptures, so it can just give me strength. And so that's what I'm telling with you ladies. Like, you have to daily remind yourself that God got this. And sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes it gets hard. I mean, they say sometimes it gets hard. But if you down, you ain't got when you're down, you have no other place to go but up. And I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes it's hard to even talk about your current situation because you deal with a lot of hypocrites. But I'm going to tell you some real stuff. These so-called stars that y'all look at, from the Beyoncés to the Jay-Z's to the Kim Kardashians and stuff, like, majority of these people, not majority, really all of them are unhappy. I'm starting to peek down. Yeah, majority of them, they're unhappy. And I personally feel like if you don't have God in your life, then where does your happiness come from? Where does your happiness? Because you can't put your happiness in man, because you will always be trying to feed this person and they will never be satisfied. And you can't always expect somebody to always make you happy. You have to get that from what God has given you, and you have to look around, and even the smallest things, you have to say, you know what, I'm happy because of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy because of my health right now. I'm happy because I'm living. Somebody didn't make it yesterday. Somebody didn't make it 2 seconds ago. But guess what? You're here. And I remember just staring in the mist like, hey, I'm on the thing. Be quiet and get some sleep. Hold on. Here, get you some sleep. Sorry, y'all, simply. Yeah, but like I was saying, some people didn't. Some people, they have not made it, or they didn't make it. But you gotta look in the now. And there's a reason why you're in the now. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, but there's a reason why you're in the now, because a lot of people, what's wrong? Mommy got you. A lot of people, they're still struggling with that. And some people in their old age haven't even caught on to the whole meaning. And I'm saying this now, but I'm human just like everybody else. Like, I'm finding my strength in God, and I have to daily remind myself. Because I could be feeling like Superwoman, and all of a sudden the enemy will try to throw some kryptonite nuggets at me, and I'm flying, and then I go tumbling again. And then I have to pick up that scripture, pick up that word, look to God and nothing else. Because sometimes I do feel like, Lord, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen to this household, our household? Are we going to be divided? Is my husband ever going to come back? And then sometimes I just have to say, you know what, Lord, your will be done. You know how the ending is going to be. And I know no good thing will you withhold. No good thing will you withhold. And I honestly feel like, as far as my husband, even the enemy got me second guessing. Like, do you really think he loved you? Maybe he did this on purpose. Maybe he just wanted you to be this, that, and the third. And I'm like, you know what, devil, get behind me. Kick rocks and roll. But I just wanted to drop that for y'all. So I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna go ahead and nurse her real quick, and I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna call my cousin, see if she coming over here. Maybe she'll go for a walk. I'm gonna take y'all on a walk with me too. And just if y'all just started tuning into my vlogs, y'all already know the situation here. You know, after postpartum, after dealing with so many losses, God has truly blessed us to go full term with the transabdominal cerclage. And we gave birth to our beautiful baby, July the 26th. 30 days after that, my husband has left the home. My in-laws insisted for him to come over there one day. And it turned now over 2 months. Within the time that he went over there, within 2 weeks, they're giving us a notice to vacate. Which is so crazy because they know that my deck is kind of crazy, and especially what we're working with. So I have decided to do a GoFundMe account. So if the Lord is calling you on your heart to just send a fund, then I want to say thank you. If he's calling you to pray, I want to say thank you. And if he's calling you just to drop a word of encouragement and look at these vlogs, then I want to say thank you. And I'm just asking in the name of Jesus that anyone who has sold into my life, whether it be blessing me with sending me things, I don't take any of that lightly. And I pray in the name of Jesus that you will be blessed, that God will continue on enlarging your territory, that you will be the head and not the tail. And I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, from my family to yours, thank you so much. I really appreciate the words of encouragement. And until then, ladies, ta-ta for now.